Now, if you have followed this channel for a while, you will know that I am a Sony A7c shooter and I'm a massive lover of the camera. It was released back in 2020 and I've been using it pretty much ever since. As soon as I saw it released, I knew that was a kind of camera for me. It's the smallest full frame camera. It's tiny, but it's got absolutely amazing quality and it packs a punch for both video and for photo. It hasn't let me down and I've been using it for video and photo, for travel, for street photography, for landscape, for my YouTube videos, for pretty much everything for the past few years. And to be honest, I have no major need or indeed desire to upgrade the body itself. However, I have always got my eye on the speculations and rumours of new cameras because I always think new tech is quite exciting and it's good to see what is out there. And we do have on the rumour mill, on the horizon, the potential for a release of an A7c Mark II and also a little bit of a surprise, an A7c R, I believe is what it's going to be called. So two different spec cameras. Having used A7R, the full thing before, forgot what you were going to say there, the full shebang, I'm guessing that the R is going to be a higher megapixel camera, and I think indeed it is. I read some rumours that it's going to potentially have 61 megapixels. This camera that I'm currently using has 24, and I believe that the new Sony A7c Mark II is rumoured to have a 33 megapixel specification. So that aside, those two models are quite exciting, especially that R model, because I think it could give you great scope to be a bit of a one camera, a one lens wonder. You know, I'm a bit of a fan of that. I made a recent video of picking up the 40mm lens to pair with my Sony A7c so that I can just shoot on one lens. But if you had the A7c R with those extra megapixels, you could potentially use it between full frame mode and APS-C mode to get a bit of a pop in and get a bit of a crop in without losing too much quality. So I think that could be quite exciting. I think on the price point, I read that it could be around $2,300 for this Sony A7c Mark II. And then I've read anything up from about $600 to nearly $1,000 more for the Sony A7c R, which I guess would be quite a big price point, but you are getting quite a lot of spec for that. Again, I don't think I will upgrade. You never know if I come into some money, but I think things that let me down just a little bit on this camera, potentially a few more megapixels would be nice. And in terms of video, I can only shoot 100 frames per second for my slow-mo up to 1080. So for me to get a little bit of boost in quality there, that'd be really nice. I think there's a little bit of a rumor about there being some tech coming over from the Sony ZV-E1, sorry, all these numbers, a bit difficult to remember, which is that new full frame vlogging camera. So that would be great to see as well, and then it makes it a really nice multifunctional camera. The only other thing that's a tiny bit of a letdown on this camera is the EVF is not the best quality, and having come from, as I said, the Sony A7R and the Sony A7R Mark II, the viewfinder on those was definitely much better. But if I'm doing video work, I don't tend to use it. I just use it for photography, and I've seemed to have kind of just adapted to not using it that much, or if I do have to use it, I guess I've adapted as well. But maybe a little bit of a boost in quality in that would be quite nice. As I say, I don't think I have much need to upgrade, but if you are considering the A7c for its compactness, its travelability, how small it is, how compact it is, you can put some really nice compact lenses on it. As I said, I've just bought that 40mm. It is fantastic for travel. I've had such a good time traveling with it, and I carry this camera so much more because it fits in all of my bags. It's really light, it's not cumbersome, it doesn't get in the way, and it's just a real pleasure to use if you're just trying to do sort of travel, landscape, on a casual basis. You're not trying to go out there with all of the gear. You want to be a bit incognito and you want to be a bit of a hybrid shooter. I would highly recommend it, and you don't compromise on any quality. So keep your eyes out for the rumours. It might be worth waiting. It probably is worth waiting for the newer update on them, because this will be quite old tech by now. But if you're happy with the specs that it currently is at, I could not recommend it highly enough. So let's keep our eye out, and drop me a comment below if you're thinking of buying one or what you think of the new specs. I'd be really keen to know. I think if I were buying one, I'd probably go for the R if money were no object. And I look forward to seeing what you think, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next video also.